Hello and welcome to a new video. I've been gifted a resin printer and an accompanying washing curing unit, with which I was supposed to print stuff like these. But it didn't happen, so I did what I always do and scratch built another Mech-oriented diorama. In this video, I'll rant about my overall confusion and honest stupidity and leave you with the build itself. So, a group of friends surprised me with an Elegoo Saturn IV Ultra 12K resin printer. 12K is important here, and the necessary washing curing unit as a late birthday gift a while before I started working on this very diorama build. I basically was rushed up in my room by 5 guys carrying 2 huge boxes. After my initial shock, we tore open the boxes and started exploring the contents. Considering I always wanted the resin printing option and never actually researched and educated myself in what is what, and them having absolutely no idea about resin printing, we set up the printer. And of course, man being man, we never took a look at instructions. We set out to print the first item, the test root piece that comes in the USB file with the printer, which took about an hour, and we were like a bunch of Neanderthals being shocked by the sight of a lightning strike. Next logical thing, of course, was to print something of value. For this, I downloaded a set of free figures from Loot Studios. And as if printing a rook makes me pro in this, I imported all the figures to the software and started printing. At this point, I still have no idea that I could pause the printer to check the process, so we waited for hours in front of the printer, getting ourselves a nice resin fume high. Hours later, we ended up looking at a completely empty print plate. Us being confident in our inexperience and being smartasses never needing to open up the user manual, we started digging in Reddit, forums, and of course good old ChatGPT to understand the possible reasons of us not being able to print stuff. Remember when I said 12K as in resolution is important before? For reasons beyond me, we convinced ourselves that the printer is 16K version instead of 12K, and we entered the resolution parameters suiting to 16K. For the next 2 weeks, I kept printing distorted stuff. Even the most basic verification matrix prints were distorted. I convinced myself so much that this is a 16K printer instead of 12K. Even checking user manual to see what I'm doing wrong, I never noticed the exact model of the printer. During all this time, I had a day-long conversation with ChatGPT in between each print attempt and fail that ended up me disputing the solutions to the problem I created myself, having fights with AI. Starting Reddit posts asking people what I'm doing wrong, still explaining them that I own a 16K version of the printer. Finally, I gave in and emailed the Elegoo support, even confused them so much they almost sent me a new accessory, which I believe they meant the printer itself, as I couldn't find an accessory to fix a problem that never existed in the first place. After the 5th email, I think, someone from their team thought of getting back to the start and asked me to send them a picture of my device details that I should have seen on the printer display. Which they kindly reminded me of the printer is actually 12K instead of 16. Ever since this confusion is over, I've been successfully printing figures and objects. Moral of the story. Men, my fellow brothers, don't get cocky and never miss the opportunity to go through the user manual when you get into something you never experienced or tried before. Well, aside of the joke and miserable story, my goal now is to educate myself in softwares like Blender to actually create my own designs to be printed and used in my dioramas. Stuff I can't or have hard time scratch building, like civilian figures, medieval era farmers, peasants, pets, animals, you name it. Maybe I can even turn my craft into a side business, who knows. I'm now leaving you with the rest of this build. Hit me up with your ideas and feel free to let me know what I should make next.